Hi, everyone. I think we're almost on time today. Thanks to Chirk for his TikTok. And it's always good to have a warning. I'm really pleased to have SigogglinJack with us this week, along with Sean as well. Sean of the many live streams. Is this your third one this week, Sean?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, forgotten about the Friday one.
Yeah. So Sean's an old hand at this. So we'll be doing some sort of knife stroke EDC stories with Jack. So there'll be a few questions along the way, and then if we get time at the end, we can open up if anybody's got questions from the chat. There will be a keep carry scrap as normal, and we'll just see how it goes. So welcome to everybody who's here. Hopefully we'll build up the numbers a bit as we go. Should we start with a pocket check and beverage check? Jack, do you want to start as our guest?
Sure. Today I carried a ZT 0562, and I just got this, and I just cut my thumb with it. So
it's yours.
Really sharp.
It's yours to keep then, yeah.
Yeah, and I've got a deluxe tinker. This is my usual carry lately. It's just a little more compact than the Swiss Champ. I carried that for a long time, and now I'm carrying that. And I'm carrying a Kaveco Sport. I've always got a fountain pen with me. And this is the Nightcore MT1A Pro. This was a freebie. A company sent it to me. But I really like it. It's got a really tight throw. And it just creates a little circle like 200 feet out there on the trees.
Cool.
It's fun to play with, if nothing else. And on my keys, I've always got this Aurora A8, I think. And I just have it on there, and it doesn't weigh anything, so I don't take it off. And I've always got my wallet and my little everyday carry notebook with me too. And this is a traveler's notebook passport size. And I've really been enjoying that.
Mark, do you want to bring Jack back up main screen? Because you've clicked it.
I thought it was main screen for
online.
Me. Can I just check in the chat? Is Jack showing main screen? We'll see. There's probably a delay as well. Let me just let me try that just in case. Does that look better, Sean? Yeah.
Now.
Okay. Sorry, Jack. Carry on. Yeah.
And that's it. I think. Oh no. Well, my pipe today is a corncob pipe. This is a Dagner Jaybird Poker, and it's a collaboration between Jay Dagner and Missouri Mersham. And lighter, Zippo pipe lighter, and little leather Fire Dogs tool that I usually have with me, and a little baggie of Lane 1Q. It's just like my go-to everyday carry pipe tobacco.
Okay, right. Cool.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you have any sort of beverage on the go at the moment?
I do. A Guinness Extra Stout. And I like that. Or we've got a lot of microbreweries around here. And one of my favorite is Highland Brewery. They make a really thick mocha stout. And it's really black and thick. That's my favorite if I can find it.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Jack. Thanks for that. And Sean, over to you.
Have we changed screens?
Yes. There we go.
Cool. So today, earlier in the day anyway, I was carrying a pouch with a Olight E3T little flashlight.
Yeah.
And also in the slip was the Ashley Harrison custom
Oh, very nice. Yeah,
in olive wood. With
you can really see the grain on that, can't you?
yeah, 01 tool steel blade,
Yeah,
and it's got the worked back spring, which is all done by hand.
yeah.
This light isn't really helping. It's reflecting everywhere. It's like a vine leaf effect, all hand chased.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also, a vintage. The Wade, Butcher and Wingfield. Just a small twin blade jack. But it also has the toothpick, which is quite formidable as a toothpick. I don't know as you want to that in your...
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got the brass lug. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen. I'm not in the right place. Brass lug at the top, which is hand pinned at the back.
Yeah.
Quite an old knife, this one. But see if I can do that without sticking it in my hand. But the wood covers on the back are nicer. It's nicer on the par side than it is on the show side, really.
Yeah.
Carbon steel, still got a good snap on it. And finishing off with just a Vic's, it's the Sportsman, which is the 84mm size. Just for the tools, really. A nice little pocket dropper. Just gives you a few of the basic tools, the opening layers, which I'm sure you're both familiar with, and I'm sure most of the audience will know what they are. Can opener and cap lifter with screwdrivers. And instead of a small blade at the back, you've got a nail file.
Ah, yeah.
Which is very useful, especially for someone that's been breaking nails, opening knives. We're hunting for vintage knives, and they tend to be quite difficult to open. And you know, I think it's taken its toll on my knife. Yeah, that's what I've been carrying this morning. This afternoon, when I got home, switched over to the case sodbuster just really because I was doing a few jobs around the place. Always a good working blade.
Yeah, that's cool. And have you got something to wet your whistle while we're talking?
Coffee.
Right. Nothing like a black coffee in a pedo mug, I guess. Yeah.
And, just some juice as well.
Excellent. Thanks, Sean. Let me just go through mine. So, knife-wise, I'm still carrying this UK PK every day. I like it because it's just straight in my pocket. It's one-hand opening, so whenever I need to use it, it's there. Still, I'm a bit boring with this. Still carrying the Midnight Manager, so that's handy with the scissors on there. Although from Tuesday, so for next week, my everyday carry is changing up to this big boy here. So I know that Jack's quite keen on the Swiss Champ, so I thought I'd do a 1 month challenge. I haven't done one for a while, and I thought I'd see how I can get on with carrying this. Is it practical? But I was trying to use it today, but I found some of the back tools. Yeah, I nearly broke my thumbnail on it, but I'm going to look at maybe carrying it in a pouch, or maybe with one of these sort of dangling clips. So I'll do a video on that later. And then in my pocket as well, I've sort of put this Gerber dime on my keychain. And I still hardly know I've got it in my pocket, so it's quite useful if you want some small pliers. I'll probably take it off if I'm carrying the Swiss Champ. I always have the Gerber Shard, and I'm still carrying the Olight Mini. So the Olight Mini 2, because it's just really easy to use with the magnet. And as well, I've been carrying the Woburn E7. So a bit like Jack, this was sent to me, so I'm just trying it out before I do a video on it. So it's nice of them to send that, and I've got a couple of other ones to try out as well. I think that's most of my carry, really. The only other thing is I've started carrying a notebook, and this is a I'm trying to think which make of notebook it is now. I think it's a Field Notes, and it's a dotted one. And I've been trying to do a bullet journal in there with a Parker pen that fits in there. So that's me, really. Oh, and beverage wise, I have a Victory Ale from Bateman's Brewery on the go. So it's a 6%er, so it's nice and thick and dark. So cheers, everyone.
Cheers. That's local to me, the brewery.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And yeah, it's quite a nice drink. So just before we start quizzing Jack, let's just have a quick look, see who's in the chat. So Chirk was in early and giving us our sort of warnings to get going. Good to have Lynn in the chat as well, and Slippy, Tony Tensheds as well, also known as Blade in Wales. And I did see Mikey there. So yeah, you know, I think flat caps are the thing to wear, both sides of the Atlantic. So so that's good. Good to have you here, Joseph McDonald as well, and Jason Beecher too, and Terry from 1931 Leatherworks, Kathleen as well. Good to have you here, and Nigel too. I think there's already a few double entendres in the chat, so I'm sure we're going to set you up with a few more things. Good to have you here as well, Cheeto. And I think that's most of the people here. Let's just have a look. Yep, Slippy, Wooben Shill. Yeah, fine. Is that how you spell Shill? I always thought it was just SH, but that's fine. Yeah. Nigel picked up on the dangler. Good to have you here, Dave, as well. And TK's been very quiet. And good to have Dwayne Letterman here as well. So I think we've covered most people. Anyway, Jack, so you've had a channel for some time now. What made you start up your YouTube channel?
Yeah, in May it will be 2 years. And you know, I was just going to make one video, and I made a video on I think a moleskin notebook, and that one got, I don't know, quite a few views, and it just kind of inspired me to make more. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making the videos. So, and I wanted to do something that kind of came at EDC from a different angle.
Yeah.
So, you know, not just flashlights or pocket knives. There were other people doing that and doing it better. So I thought I would try to kind of focus on notebooks and kind of bring that into EDC.
Yeah.
Notebooks and pens.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it. I really like more the editing and the creating process and playing with video, and then I do the actual making the video. So
yeah,
I'd rather edit and play with, you know, how can I do something that's a different camera angle or something different. And it's just a hobby, so I just enjoy playing with the video right now.
Yeah. I think it makes it more interesting, and I think you've been a lot better at being face to camera than well certainly than I've been, and so I think that's always a good thing, and doing outside shots as well. And yeah. So I think that's great to have all those things. So which sort of which channels did you watch before you started yours?
Not a lot of EDC channels. I watched, like Hickok 45. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And a lot of gun video channels, which have gone away now and gotten demonetized and are not doing well. And like Nothing Fancy, I still watch, his videos, and and just a lot of varied different things. I never really watched a lot of videos. I would just, if I wanted to know how to change the taillight in my truck, I'd go look at a video.
Yeah.
So, and it's easier than reading instructions.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really, I
was
wasn't really in the community, and I wasn't commenting. Didn't really spend a lot of time on YouTube until I had a channel.
Yeah. And one of the questions we ask a lot of people that come on here. So obviously knives are part of EDC. And do you remember what your first knife was that you had?
I remember my first real knife was a buck 110.
Oh,
and
right.
I got that as a teenager, and
Yeah.
I was a teenager in the 60s. So you could carry a buck 110 to school and nobody cared. Living in the country, every kid they either had a case folding hunter or a buck 110. And you fell into one or the two camps, and I fell into the buck camp. But now if you carried a knife to school, you wouldn't be going to school. Times have changed, but
oh yeah, in the UK, I can't even carry some of the knives I used to have as a child, and it's one of the things that sort of annoys us here. That, but I guess when there's knife crime, it's quite difficult. Do you still have your first knife?
No, I wish I did. I've got two of my father's pocket knives, the ones that they carried every day, and actually three that they carried, and two of my grandfather's pocket knives. But unfortunately, I don't have mine.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And how was your, because I guess having a channel, you sort of build up a bit of a collection, of things, of various things, and doing EDC, it's a whole host of different things. So how has your collection changed over the time you've been doing your channel?
It hasn't really. I'm buying more stuff now, but I'm using YouTube AdSense money to do it. Where before I had to think, do I want to spend that? And now I'm considering the AdSense money is just found money, and I use that for pocket knives. And I've gotten a lot more Swiss Army knives now, and traditional pocket knives, case knives. I like those. Before YouTube, I was buying more Rough Riders and Marble and Frost because they were cheaper.
Yeah.
And now that I'm getting AdSense money, I've gone up a notch. I'm buying case pocket knives now. So
yeah. Well, it's good to sort of invest back into your channel, isn't it? So
yeah,
that's good like that.
And I call it an investment. My wife, she has a different opinion about it.
Yeah. And is there anything that you bought recently that you could show us?
Oh, well, yesterday I picked up this Zero Tolerance CT0562 in titanium. I really like this, and this was AdSense money too. I would never have bought this with money that I had to work for. So I work on YouTube, but it's all YouTube money, and I really enjoy it. I've carried it 2 days now, and I've been carrying it in my back pocket because I carry a pistol in my front pocket, and I don't want the two to rub together. So I've really enjoyed that. And I guess my other purchase before that was a Tony Bowes, it's Case Salboy, Case Salboy, Salbelly.
Salbelly.
Yeah, Case Salbelly. And this is the Tony Bowes zero.
Hang on. Let's put you into the main picture so we can have a closer look.
And I really like this one. It's got the stag bone. I think that's my favorite bone pattern.
Yeah.
I've got some genuine stag on my father's, and it looks, similar. But of course, it's the dye that makes it stand out more. But you can. It's a little bit difficult to tell the difference between the genuine stag and just a cow bone that's been made into stag. So I like that. Nothing else really.
Yeah, and you buy your knives. You live quite close to one of the largest knife retail businesses, don't you?
Yeah, Smoky Mountain Knife Works is right across the mountain. I'm on the North Carolina side of the mountain, and they're on the Tennessee side. So I take a trip over there once every couple of months.
Yeah. I think quite a few people would be jealous of living so close to there because there are just so many knives there.
Yeah,
I think TK made a trip over to there and got onto their. I think they have a webcam, and TK was seen on the webcam. If you get the timing right. So, yeah. I think TK is saying that we're stealing some of his stuff. Yeah, that's so yeah, because TK is a big Sal Billy fan as well. Yeah. Thanks for that, Jack. And Sean, have you had any recent purchases?
Well, the one I showed earlier, the Ashley, was one. So I'll just flash you back up again briefly because I've already shown it. So that was a fairly new pickup.
Yeah.
But also another Ashley. This one's in desert ironwood. Again, 01 tool steel.
Yeah.
Worked back spring differently, different design this time, but also the coined liners. I'm not sure the camera's going to pick that up.
Yeah, it's hard to see that, but it looks
Coined all the way.
Good. Yeah.
And it's the pattern is the Britbuster.
Yeah.
Which was the Ashley Harrison take on a. But yeah, stunning.
Any antiques finds recently, or?
We've not been out since it was last weekend, so I think I would have shown the new stuff then. So nothing since then. Plans to go obviously next Friday because you're coming with.
Yeah, I might need to talk about that. So, because my new dog comes on. Well, I bring my new dog home on Thursday, so I just need to see if my son can look after her. If not, I might need to stay at home. But
well, it's a good excuse. Good. It'll be good to get another dog.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I've been over to see her twice this weekend as well. I saw her twice last weekend, and I took my daughter Nessie over today as well. So it's looking good. So so hopefully she's going to come home with me on Thursday, which would be great.
Right.
And then at some point I'll show her on one of the videos or here. But she's a little bit active at the moment, so it's almost like she's got ADHD for dogs. So she's quite sort of reactive. I don't think she likes it in the kennels, so I'm hoping that when I get her home, she'll be okay. Anyway, Sean, anything else to show?
Well, I've got plenty I can show.
Oh, go on. Show us something else, and then we'll come back to Jack. So,
just because it's the nearest thing to me, and I've grabbed it. This is a Joseph Rogers. It's kind of the bunny knife model. Ideal for skinning rabbits. And this one's in oak. And this was new old stock. I think around 2012-ish, I think we're thinking.
yeah,
Stainless steel blade.
it's like a mirror finish, isn't it? It's really
It is mirror finished. I've carried it, but it's not really done very much at all. Just very light duties. So, yep, that one. See if I've got one of my. Where is that? This was one I picked up the other week. Probably showed it last week. But this is an old Richards penknife, twin blade. It doesn't have the shell covers that the Richards normally have. This has got pin covers, synthetic. Yeah. It's kind of a step up from the shell covered models. But yeah, just a one I hadn't got, and thought I'd add it to the collection. It's got the coined liners as well, interestingly, which probably aren't going to show up. Still needs a bit more cleaning up. Actually, I've not really done much with it.
So they're both signs that it's a bit more expensive than the than the usual cheaper ones.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been very much. It's just different. An improvement on the shell covers.
Yeah.
But they're not. They wouldn't have been an expensive today.
Cool. Oh, that's good. Sorry, I've just had a question about what brand of dog. Yeah, it's a bit of a Frankenstein dog, Slippy. It's got the body of a Springer Spaniel and the head of a terrier. She looks better in real life. I'm making her sound really bad. I'll put a picture in the Discord later, but I will try and come on Friday if I can get somebody to look after her, because the most important thing is that she settles in well. Good to have you here, Elan, as well, and which is great. Yeah, so yeah, I think Griff got it right. So a bit of a Heinz dog, and good to have PB here. So that's a question about Workos. Does that mean anything to you?
Oh yeah. Those flashlights do get hot.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm about afraid to stick mine in my pocket. I'm afraid I'll catch my pants on fire.
It's a trouble with some of these high output flashlights, especially with the rechargeable batteries. They can have quite a few milliamps in them, so they seem to put out a lot of heat. Yeah, I haven't tried any of the Workos ones. I've got these Woburn to try, and Olight I've had quite a few, but it's always good to try some different makes. Yeah, so Jack, so sort of coming back to you. So what have been some of your challenges in having your channel?
My biggest is time, just having the time to do it. So I've had to I've gotten off all other social media. I just don't have time for it. I don't do Instagram anymore. I still have an account, but I don't do anything with it. And I don't get on any message boards anymore, just because, between work and lodge and YouTube, I have no extra time, so I have to give up a lot of things and just focus on those three things. So
yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm having trouble with the screens today. Yeah. So Slippy's talking about soft. Every time I click on somebody's comment, it swaps the screen for some reason. I haven't had that before. Anyway, yeah. So what have you found to be the best part of having a channel?
I've got a lot of social anxiety, so this was good practice to get me kind of out of my shell, out of my comfort zone, and have kind of a stuttering problem. So it's helped me to kind of get a hold of that. So it's been a real personal growth thing, and it's a hobby that kind of, after you reach a certain point, you start getting a return on it. Not a big one, but if I were, fishing, which I like to do, but don't have much time, I would just be spending money and not have anything in return. Or golfing, that'd be even worse. You don't even get a fish. Yeah. But with YouTube, making videos, eventually you start getting some free stuff and a little bit of money. So that kind of an incentive to keep going.
Yeah. And anything else that you found surprising about this sort of YouTube journey?
I've really enjoyed the comments and the connection with other people.
Yeah.
And up until very recently, I never had any rude comments up until like maybe a month ago. I think maybe a month ago I got my first rude comment. And everything else has been really good comments. I hardly ever get anything that's even a little bit off color.
I think you can call yourself a proper YouTuber then if you've had a few trolling. But I mean, some of them. I mean, I haven't had. Well, maybe I just don't take them personally. So I've done quite a few that are on knife sharpening, and I don't know a lot about knife sharpening, so I've sort of been taking people with me on my journey as I learn how to do stuff. So I've had quite a few comments about saying I don't know what I'm doing and things like that. So I didn't mind that because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just having a go really, and I found that I learned a lot from the comments, and yeah, it's good to know that some of the people don't troll. Like, oh, Jesus, every time I show a comment, it switches us around.
Yeah, so, I've connected with some really, really nice people. So
yeah,
in the comment section. So there's some really good people that just keep coming back and viewing the videos, whether they're interested in them or not. It seems like they're coming and watching. So I really appreciate that. And I've really met some really nice people.
Yeah. I really like the people that keep coming back, and and you're almost looking for them to comment. Elan says that I'm going to show this, but it's going to switch the things. Said he's really enjoyed your videos on pocket notebooks.
Yeah, those have really taken off. I've really enjoyed it, and I like the bullet journal system and keeping it really simple. And my job is really chaotic, so that's really a grounding thing for me, is to be able to just kind of write things down and keep it tracked. Even though I still use a digital calendar at work.
Yeah,
it's really good to just, it's like a to-do list with the element of time added to it, and I really like that.
Yeah. I think it was your videos that made me start carrying a pocket journal, and then I read the book. Oh, I still can't remember the guy. Is it somebody Cameron?
Carol Ryder.
No, that's it. Sorry, Carol Ryder. Yeah. I read his book, and so I've started doing the sort of the symbols for. I tend to use it more for home stuff because like you, my work's quite complicated, and I have to use the Outlook calendar at work. So I tend to have that as the main one. But yeah, it's been interesting. Yeah, I remembered mine's a moleskin insert. I wanted to have something that was just going to be thin and small that I would genuinely carry. Whereas if it got too thick, I wouldn't carry it. And I typically have an A5 book for work as well. Although I started trying to do more bullet journaling in that as well, to try and take shorter notes to make it easier for work stuff. So that's been good. And what have been some of your big videos, the ones that have done really well?
Most of them have been the notebook videos. Recently, I did a 5 things to carry every day, and that's when I started getting the rude comments. And that one, maybe it's just because of the sheer numbers, but that one went in a month. It went over 100,000 views, which for me is huge.
Yeah, because I watched that video. I'm quite thinking about doing one myself, so I might do a copycat one. But I will credit you.
There's some formula in there that clicked, and I'm trying to reproduce that again with a 5 things to carry in your car or in your truck.
Yeah,
I'm working on that.
Right, I'm working on something similar to that. So I'm hoping to do that. And I noticed that John Gadget did a car EDC one.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
and I haven't looked at his, but his are more sort of infomercials these days. Well, I guess it's easy if people are sending you lots of stuff, then it's probably easier to do those. So because I watched your five EDC things video, and I didn't see anything in there that would generate horrible comments.
You know, most people were turned off by a flashlight. It was like, well, I've got and a notebook. They said, well, I've got my cell phone. Why do I need a flashlight? And I can take notes on the note app. And then I did another video following that didn't get hardly any views about why a flashlight is better than the light that's on your cell phone.
Yeah.
But I don't know if people took that personally. You would carry a flashlight. Like, okay. Well, don't carry one. I don't care.
I mean, I have used the light on my phone, but I hate using it because it's not very directional.
No, it doesn't really. There's no reflector behind it, so it doesn't. It doesn't project the light out. It just kind of illuminates right where you're at. But yeah, I'm just lying on the bench.
The thing is, as well, is that if I have this in my pocket, which I always do, I can get that out if I've dropped something, or to put the key in the lock on my front door. It's very dark where I live, so that's much quicker than getting my phone out, getting the torch thing on. It just seems more efficient. Plus you can have it directional and just have it where you want it.
Yeah, it's a lot better quality light. Any flashlight that's got a little reflector behind it, will add that element of candela where it pushes that light out there. And a cell phone just can't do that.
No, and the quality of small flashlights is just so good now. I remember having the what were the ones we used to have back in the 80s and 90s?
The mag light.
The mag lights, yeah. Jeez. And when you look back at those now, they were terrible.
They were.
So, I'm
just amazed by flashlight technology now. I mean, what they're doing today. And it seems like with the competition, they're going more and more powerful and more dangerous. like these are little pocket bombs that we're sticking in our pocket next to our junk. And with lithium batteries and if they turn on, especially in turbo when they're in your pocket, they could hurt you.
Yeah, I think that's something. I mean, I haven't got into those really powerful ones yet. One of my sons, George, he's joined this sort of rescue charity, so he has to have a good torch for searching. So I might sort of borrow his one to do a review on it at some point. But I know it's interesting. So yeah, it's the same with writing notes on your phone. I think you remember things much better if you write by hand. And I have tried doing a long form journal, but I didn't manage to keep it up too well. But a bit like you, I've got one of the Kavicos, and then I've tried this Hongdian brass pen.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's nice.
it was on Amazon. I think it was Elan that recommended it to me, and it comes with a nice sort of screw plunger on it. And because I didn't have any of the cartridges for it, I bought some of their ink as well, just a sort of a blackish green ink, which I really like. Actually, it looks good on the page. So I'm sort of using that for when I write notes for videos, and I'll probably try and write a journal. I just found it was just difficult writing a lot of stuff. I might do.
I like using a fountain pen because it gives you more freedom to choose the ink, and you can try different colors. There's a whole slew of colors that you can get. And I think it improves my penmanship because I'm enjoying it and I'm focusing more on what I'm doing. Because I've got terrible penmanship.
I've been trying to get mine back to how it used to be. But the thing I find with a fountain pen as well, or just with that sort of nib, because you only have it on the paper lightly, you don't need to press hard. That your hand doesn't get tired writing, so you can write for longer and sort of easier. How about you, Sean? What do you use any particular pens during the day, or?
I do a lot of writing at work, but it's all ballpoint pen. It has to be because the paper's carbon sheets with 3
right, yeah,
copies, so you have to press quite hard to make it go right through. So it would totally rule out a fountain pen. It's got to be a ballpoint. And I tend to just use, because I use such a lot of ink with the writing I do. I just tend to use the ones that are provided at work. Because it's just it cost me a fortune if I was using stuff. So, but I don't actually carry a notepad, or very rarely. I've got a couple in kits that I've got, but I don't carry them religiously, if you like. They are handy to have about with in your kit, in a bag or work bag or whatever. But just going back to what Jack was saying about the comments about flashlights and what if your phone dies? What if you lose your phone or it breaks? It's not really a great idea just relying on a telephone. Apart from the difference in quality from the light it provides, you kind of all your eggs in one basket, really, aren't you?
I mean, I think most days I have two torches with me. If not in my pockets, then in a bag, and I use them sometimes for work. If I'm in a factory and I'm looking in corners for signs of pests and things like that, then a torch is a great way to point or to look into dark corners, and you just can't do that with a phone.
No, I mean the torch on your phone is adequate for lots of things. Just if you're just caught out, if say the power goes out, we had it at work recently, and just walking down some stairs, and I'd got my phone was virtually in my hand. It was just right next to. I was reaching in my pocket for it.
Yeah,
click that on, and then got my torch out as well. But it just gave you that immediate light. But you certainly wouldn't want to be relying on it.
No.
To find it. You're looking for something in the dark or whatever.
That's true.
Another thing about flashlights is it's not just to see with, but it's to be seen with. If you break down on the side of a dark road, you're going to be spotted by other motorists a lot easier if you've got a good flashlight. If you just got that little phone, they're not going to see you till they're right up on top of you.
No, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. And Tony's just saying Is this working? Yeah, Tony's saying he's still got his Parker pens from when he was a kid. I mean, mine's it was only recently. I always thought Parker was a British company, but I think it's American. So, but yeah, I like having the Parker Jotta, and I think having a pen that's a bit different to the normal work provided ones means that somebody doesn't take it, you know. Whereas if it's one of the ones that work provide, then people just think it's theirs and they take it, whereas this one they don't. So I've had that for quite a while. And then I think there's a good comment from Elan, about, you know, I think it's so easy when you open your phone to do something that you see Instagram or something else, so you end up getting sidetracked into doing something else. So I think using your phone less is a good thing. I've been trying to get my weekly usage of my iPhone down and just saving it just for when I really need it. Anyway, that's great. I was just seeing if I picked up. Yeah, Griff. I think they are made in the UK, but I think it might be an American company now. I think a lot of them are made in France now as well. There's still a bit of discussion about Tony and his birthday box, but it's not until the 1st, is it?
No.
So yeah, that's a couple of days away, Tony. You'll have to wait. Did people send it to Tony's mum to make sure he didn't open it?
We should put Anne in charge.
Yeah. Right. I was just thinking it's probably about that time of the show when we do keep, carry, scrap, if that's okay. So let me just bring this back up, and you can see this okay. Every live stream, Jack, we do a keep, carry, scrap. It's a bit like snog, marry, avoid. So I'm going to put 3 knives up. I'm pretty sure there'll be knives that you won't have, but they're probably quite popular with some of the people in the chat. So you have to pick one to keep, which is to go into your collection, but it's not really an EDC knife. So it's a Sunday best collectible one. Then one of them is one to carry that you're going to carry a lot. And then there's one to scrap, although that's a bit anathema to people here to actually scrap a knife. So normally we gift it, you know, we send it on to somebody. Here we go. So Sean showed a few Sheffield knives, and I thought we'd give you 3 different Sheffield knives. The other thing that I noticed from some of your videos, you're a keen gardener and you have orchards. So yep. I picked pruning knives because I thought they would be useful for you because they're specifically designed for that. So this first one is a George Wolstenholme pruner with buffalo bone, nickel silver bolsters and brass liners. This one I found on Heine Haynes, which is a UK knife seller. This second one is an Arthur Wright and Son stag-handled peach pruner, and this was in the Bakewell cook shop. And then the third one is a Joseph Rogers pruner. So this is satin stainless steel, hardwood handle and nickel silver bolster. And this one was in the famous Sheffield shop. So Jack, do you want to talk us through your thinking for this?
Well, I'm going to keep but not carry the stag handled one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to carry the one with the buffalo bone. And I guess I'll have to scrap the other.
It's quite a tough one to scrap because it's quite a nice looking knife.
Yeah.
No, good choice. Good choice. I like that. And Sean, what's your thinking on this?
I would carry the Arthur Wright, and I'll keep with the 2. And I'll keep the George Wolstenholme one, because the one I had I gave to Tony, so I'll replace it with that.
Yeah.
No, I'll the Joseph Rogers. I'll gift that to. I'll probably gift it to Tony because it's his birthday, isn't it? So.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I thought I would carry the stag one because I just think that would be nice in your pocket, and I think similar to you that I'd keep the buffalo bone one and re-gift the Joseph Rogers. Just having a look in the chat just to see what we've got here. So slip joint is keep, carry, scrap. Right. And Mike is keep, carry, scrap. Tony left at the wrong time. TK's keep, carry, scrap. Elan doesn't understand the game and he's got keep, keep, keep. And Nige isn't a fan of the pruner. Okay, Nige, but I mean the George Wolstenholme one is almost like a Warncliffe. I think it's quite a shallow pruner. And Griff has just sharpened the nutbuster hawkbill. Okay, so he's going to use it on his hedge.
So what did you call that?
He said a nutbuster. What's that? I don't.
He said a
nutmaster. Oh, nutmaster.
Cut master.
Cut master. Right. Sorry.
Get your mind out the gutter.
I don't know where that came from. I just misread it. I thought it was like nut with a K. Yeah. So Jason's keep, carry, scrap. And Dave is CGS. C and G. Okay, carry. Oh, C is carry. Carry. Right. And Kathleen's carry, keep, scrap. Chirk, and a big thank you to Chirk for being our moderator and for putting people's channels up. So that's good. So scrap the Joseph, use the Arthur, keep the George. Okay, fair enough. Griff is use the Rogers, carry the stag, gift the IXL to Slippy. There's some very generous people here. Joseph is carry, keep, scrap. Yeah, I know, Slippy. I just misread it. And right. Yeah. Oh, good to have you here, Jonathan. Jonathan's been on the show, so that's good. And Zen as well. Just a couple of last ones. So from Dave, carry, keep, scrap. People aren't feeling the love for the Joseph Rogers, are they? And I think that's it. Good to have Byron here as well. So do we want to know how much they cost, these lovely knives?
Yeah.
So these prices were as of yesterday. They are in pounds because they were from a UK site. I still can't believe how cheap these are compared to some other knives that aren't completely handmade. And I was, there's been quite a lot about Arthur Wright, but I was reading up on them, and everything on that knife is made in their workshop. So it all comes in as the raw materials. Every single part of that is made by them, which I find incredible that for £60 you've got a handmade knife of that sort of quality. But if you want to get them, you can check them out, as I said, in Heine Haynes, in the Bakewell Cook Shop, or the famous Sheffield shop. That's assuming that there's any left that Mikey and Slippy haven't already bought. So anyway, thanks for that. it's just a bit of fun. I wish I had the knives to actually do this with. So hopefully everybody liked that. Have you seen many of these English knives, Jack?
I haven't. Just on you know, like your channel and others, like Sheffield's and things. There's maybe one or two dealers in the States that I could find them on.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, I guess maybe case knives over there aren't as prevalent, or in, you know, Sheffield.
They're harder to get and they're more expensive, and I guess it's the same.
Yeah.
I think we benefit often from slightly cheaper Victorinox over here, and certainly the Sheffield knives are cheaper, but for case and buck knives, they're not as easy to get over here, and more expensive. Yeah.
To be honest,
Jonathan,
I think James and Co. In the States, I think their prices are very comparable to ours. And
are they?
I'm not sure that they're not even cheaper on some models.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Arthur Wright do export quite a lot out there. Bearing in mind it's 2.5 people making knives.
It's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? How small a business it is compared to some of them. So, is there going to be another? Sorry, have you got news on that then, Mikey, or is that for something else? Oh, Elan's saying that Red Hill Cutlery carry them as well.
Oh, cool.
Oh, good. Anyway, it's good to know. Thanks. So Jack, where do you see your sort of channel going in the future?
Well, hopefully I'll be retired in another three years, and I'll have more time to spend on it and maybe build it up to where it's bringing in a little bit more of a part-time income.
Yeah.
And I'll have more time to, you know, make better videos. And I'm just going to continue to just kind of treat it like a hobby and enjoy playing with video.
I think that's the main thing, and I think, you know, because there's no point in making videos that you're not going to enjoy, you know, that you don't enjoy doing.
And I don't want to turn a fun hobby into a job.
Yeah.
I don't like. So I want it to still stay a hobby and fun. If it turns into a job, I'll quit.
Yeah. I think I'm in a similar position to you. I've got maybe 4.5 years left to work, and that was part of the idea of having this sort of hobby, to build it up. Maybe to earn some pocket money when I'm retired, but something to keep my brain active and to find interesting, and maybe to get some free stuff sent to me, which is just starting to happen now, which is always good. But yeah, it's been great meeting people in the Discord group as well, and so I think that sort of social side of YouTube and sort of Discord is sort of similar to that. And a great excuse to buy stuff, you know. Although I do feel guilty. I have about 50 knives now, and I feel a bit guilty because that's way more than I can carry. And I'm not a serious collector like some of the guys here. So because Sean, are you still working up to having your own channel? Because you've got like the best background ever. So
yeah, well, my plan is to go down that route at some point. I need a little bit of improvement with Wi-Fi connection and stuff. I need to get that organized really before I'm going to commit to anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think you've got to make sure that you enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Because I think Mikey seems to do a lot of lives and not do many videos, which, you know, if he enjoys that, then that's good. That's a great way of sort of showing off your collection, and it's quite social as well. So that's cool. So Jonathan's saying as well that you need a channel as well. So and yeah. So I think it's good to enjoy doing it. I think if you find yourself being driven too much by things that people are sending you. Here's Paddy. Hi, Paddy. Good to have you here. Yeah, so I'm hoping that when I do retire, that I get chance to do different sorts of videos that I maybe don't get time to do now, which would be great. So yeah, yeah. Sorry. Chirk was saying, yeah. Run a cable, Sean, for your Wi-Fi, not. So some good advice. It does help with some of these things. And yeah, so is there any particular sort of area of EDC that you want to get more into, Jack, at all, or are you happy with the sort of areas that you've got at the moment?
Yeah, right now I'm pretty happy with. I kind of split it 50-50 between notebooks and pens and things, and then knives and flashlights. I think that's a pretty good balance right now. I don't want to get too heavy into any one thing, though. I think it would just get too boring.
Yeah. I know some channels just focus on one thing, which I think is great. If that's your hobby,
Yeah,
then so Slippy and TK, they do mainly slip joints and knives, but that's their passion, that's their collection. So I think that comes out well. I don't think I'm ready to commit to any one thing like that.
Yeah, I don't think I know enough either about any one thing. I'm not an expert in anything and really don't have any vast knowledge. So I'm still learning about all of it. So I just like, whatever I'm in the mood to do, or whatever free thing comes in the mail. If I like it, if I don't like it, I've got something from another Chinese flashlight company that I just didn't like. So I'm not going to do a video on it. Because I don't think it's worth. I don't want anybody else to. I don't think it's worthy of somebody to spend their money on. So I'm not going to do one on that.
No.
So if it's a something that's decent, and most flashlights now are pretty decent. And I've gotten a couple of knives from different knife manufacturers that were good, so I did a video on them. But I tell them up front if it's not something that is good, I'm not going to put a video out on it.
Yeah, of course, and I think that's really important to do that. And I only want to promote something that I think is worthy of somebody's money, and I think that's why I've sort of avoided some of the expensive stuff as well, because it's probably stuff that I wouldn't spend my own money on. So I don't think I should be encouraging other people to spend their money on it either. So.
Yeah, Temu has sent me tons and tons of emails wanting me to, pick things off of Temu and review them. But I don't shop on Temu, so I don't have anything against it. I just don't use it. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to do it.
I've got about 15 things that I bought off Temu that I thought are all to do with bushcraft or EDC, and I keep meaning to put them together into a video. And the things that I've picked have all been okay, but I think I was quite careful in picking things that were difficult to screw up, So, and then the first couple of things that I bought that didn't work, I got recredited for, so that worked okay. But so I haven't. Temu are pestering me on a daily basis on WhatsApp, but just trying to give me free stuff, but then I have to spend so much to get that free stuff, and it just annoys me. I don't like their gamification of spending and discounts and things. It just really annoys me for that. So I think I'd rather go to AliExpress, and I bought a couple of decent knives from them. I think Mikey recommended brother knives. I got a fixed blade, which was really good. So I think there are some good things. And to be honest, most of Amazon these days comes from China.
Yeah,
products. So I think with AliExpress, you just get them.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's the same a lot. So, So, any questions for Jack from the chat? Anything anything you want to ask him while he's here? I've got no idea what's going on in the chat. There's some talk about spam and oh yes. So Elan said, for somebody who's renowned for being naked, Sean always seems to have more layers on. I think that's because he's in his shed, Elan. So it'd have to be pretty hardy. So I'm sure it's going to change in the summer. Yeah. So Jonathan said, any fountain pens nearby?
Yeah. Oh, and I really like his channel. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Hang on, let's put you back to.
I think my favorite is Conklin Durograph. Really enjoy that one.
I'm gonna. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm having trouble doing the showcase one with one person. Let me see. All right, I've got it now.
That's me. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's you. Hang on.
That Bateman's
Right.
There we are. I think my favorite is this Conklin Durograph, and it's just got a really pretty acrylic to it. Get it in frame. Of course, the Lamy Safari, and I'm really into right now these Quebeco Sports. This one's in aluminum. This one's in brass. And I'm not sure what, well, there's another one in plastic. That's, and I think these, I can't remember, Mahjong or Moon Man. I've got a couple of these acrylic ones, and you can see the ink inside.
Oh, that's
so that's
cool.
really cool. They really, cheap, not very expensive. I don't have really expensive pens. I think the most expensive one's probably this Durograph, which might have been 50 or 60 bucks. Well, probably the brass Quebeco. That's probably the most expensive. And it's probably $60, $70, I guess.
Yeah.
But YouTube money. So I like found money.
That's what I'm thinking, because I really like the Quebeco Sport that I have. And the Hongdian one is nice, but it's really heavy. So is the brass Quebeco, is that quite heavy though?
It is. It's got some weight to it.
Yeah, because
in the aluminum is kind of in between.
It's a lot to carry. But the thing I liked about this is I took it on a trip, and it went with me on, I don't know, six or eight flights over a couple of weeks, and it didn't leak at all, because you know when you screw it down, it doesn't leak. So I thought that was good, because that was one of the things that I remembered when I was a schoolboy. A long time ago it is, but I just remember having a lot of leaky pens. But this doesn't seem to do that at all. So that's good. Any other
worried about flying with a fountain pen, the change in cabin pressure, if it sucks the ink out or not.
Well, I put this into a Ziploc bag just in case, but I screwed it down and it was fine. It didn't leak at all.
That's good.
So hopefully that's okay. There's a technical question from Elan. Do you needle drop your ink in your Quebecos or use a converter?
In the Quebeco Sports, I'm just using cartridges. I carry them at work, and I think it's easier and cleaner at work just to change a cartridge out. I've got a cartridge converter in the bigger pens, like the Lamy Safari and the Conklin Durograph. I use a converter in there so I can use bottled inks. My favorite bottled inks now are these by Pilot, the Iro Shizuku inks. They come in a really pretty bottle and come in all kinds of different colors. And they're really, really pretty inks to write with, and good quality ink.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So we're just do a quick round. Sean, have you got anything else to show us?
Well, not knife related.
Oh, that's good. Let's have something different. Let me yeah.
But given Jack was showing ink, I've got an old empty, I must say, bottle of Swan ink. It's in the the Blue Swan ink bottle, which is a few years old.
Nice.
What's we got there? That also is an ink bottle. It's drawing ink.
Oh, nice.
Kandahar. Wow.
Yeah. Just an old glass bottle with the lid. I'm not sure how old they are, to be honest with you, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I do have a tin with some nibs in somewhere, but I'm not that many. No, it's not that one.
I think one of your first videos, Sean, should just be going sort of from left to right or top to bottom, just going through all of the things on there.
Take you on a little trip if you want.
Wow.
I just love the way that with old products that they always seem to look nicer than ones do today. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Bateman's Ale. Yeah, that's what I'm drinking. That's what I'm drinking today.
The Misfits poster was from Randy.
Ah, yeah.
A few things across. So, yeah, a bit of an eclectic mixture of old stuff.
Cool. No, it's cool. I like that. Jack, anything else to show us from your collections, either knives?
No, I've got a collection of straight razors. When I used to shave,
Oh, cool. Yeah, if you've got,
I probably got 20 or 30, I guess. I've got a sharpening bench over here and do a little gunsmithing. And then I've got a collection of straight razors and old sharpening stones, barber stones, and things like that.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't show most of my room because it's pretty untidy. It's a bit of a dumping ground. But
Razors.
oh well, hang on.
Yeah. Have you ever shaved with one?
I haven't. No, I haven't actually. Several more. The guys were over. We did the live from here last week, and Matt was going through this drawer, dragging out. I don't know how many there is. There's quite a lot though. Boxes of them.
Geez, Sean, how many have you got?
One or two. Yeah. I think I've got a problem. That's quite a nice little case though.
Ah, yeah.
Nice.
A couple in. A lot of them are Sheffield ones. Most of them are. Oh, that's quite a nice one. So it's in a tin. Now the tin's seen better days, but inside it's Taylor's Eyewitness.
Ah, okay.
Which is obviously Sheffield cutler, knife maker, and I don't know whether you can see the stamp on there with the eye. Whoops.
Oh, yeah. Mind your finger, Sean. You can just about see it. I can see the Sheffield writing.
Tell you what, just bear with me. If you hear me squeal and the claret starts pouring, is that helping or making it worse? It's probably making it worse, is it?
I think it's making it worse, Sean, but
yeah. Well, that's what it says on it, so. Yeah, so there's 1 or 2 in there.
that's cool. That's cool. I don't really have anything else to show. I've been looking at this lightweight Victorinox. That's so there's a review coming on that. If you keep a lookout for that, but that's about it. That was one I won in the Randy raffle a few weeks ago. So I think we'll wrap that up. A big thank you to Jack for coming on the show. So it's good. If you haven't already, SigogglinJack, it's a great channel, a great mix of stuff. Sean, thank you as always, and we're still waiting for your channel to start up, or just some more live streams. But so we'll be back same time next week. Hopefully we'll have Dave Midnight Crisis on. I'll confirm it during the week. Hope everybody has a good week ahead of them, and thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like before you leave. Thanks everyone. Take care. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.